If you guys watch one of my videos this entire month, make it this one. This is the Luke Skywalker lightsaber you've never seen. The Luke Skywalker V3 from Korbanth. What's a V3? And where did 1 and 2 go? What is going on here? What all comes in this box? And what is the story behind this lightsaber? I'm going to answer all those questions and more. So come hang out. Oh, yeah! Boom! What's going on, guys? Yes, I got my foot up a little higher than usual because I stretched my hammies. Welcome to Finding the Force, my channel where I love to share my passion for Star Wars by exploring all the treasures and lightsabers of the Jedi and Sith. Oh, this is why I have this channel right here, to hold amazingly cool and awesome lightsabers like this from Korbanth. Thank you, Randy. What an awesome guy. Thank you for sending this to me. What a privilege and an honor to show off the hard work of your guys' sabers. Before I sing Randy's praises, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And if you find yourself liking this content, hit the like button. It tells YouTube I make good videos. Appreciate it, guys. I've not been this excited about a lightsaber review in a very long time. I am holding a piece of Star Wars history. I present the V3 from Korbanth. So again, very special thanks to Randy. I'm really lucky I got to spend some time talking with him on the phone, and you guys would be very glad to hear a couple of details I found out. Randy has this lightsaber company because he's a total super fan, has been one of the first companies ever to be offering replica grade lightsabers to all of you guys at home, all of your fanboys like myself. He's got an epic collection of like action figures, helmets, and especially lightsabers. This guy loves Star Wars. He's a guy you're going to want to support. If you couldn't tell, you can't find this lightsaber anywhere else. This is not a mass-produced lightsaber from overseas that companies are popping up all over social media confusing you guys. Korbanth makes their very own sabers in-house, just like this gorgeous Mundi lightsaber. I reviewed this, completely designed in-house and approved by the actor who wielded it himself in the prequel films. If you want to check out that video, boom, link over here in the corner. And that's what makes Korbanth super special. Not to mention, you guys can totally forget all the previous reviews you've heard about Korbanth in the past years because they have completely renovated their entire operation. They have got installers in-house with Randy every day working on your lightsabers. And Randy, the owner, totally prides himself on excellent customer service. And that's why he's one of the few companies that I will work with showing off sabers on this channel. So let's get started by answering the major question of what is a V3? I'm going to zoom in over here with my phone, you guys, and I'm going to give you a really quick overview and a little history lesson on the different Luke Skywalker lightsabers he uses in one of the most awesome films of all time, Return of the Jedi. All right, guys, here is Obi-Dad Kenobi's quick lesson, starting with over here on my left. Most of all of you recognize the saber as the hero saber, which doesn't just apply to lightsabers, it applies to any kind of props in films. Any prop that gets a close-up and needs to look clean and nice, they call this the hero version. Ended up being the final version of what like George Lucas wanted Luke's lightsaber to resemble. This is seen the least in the film. This is actually did most of all the heavy lifting, which originally was supposed to be the stunt saber, but actually ended up being the belt hanger lightsaber. So this is the one that Luke catches on the barge. This is the one that Palpatine holds in his throne. This is the saber they were using for a lot of the film. They actually used this as their stunt saber, the V3. V2 stunt, V3. You can see, I think I want to make a video going over all the minute details of them, but we'll just go over this really quick. Interesting fact, the lineage of where this saber came from, this was actually taken from Obi-Wan Kenobi's backup stunt sabers. And what I love about this is that it's so heavy because the owner Randy decided to use steel for these components rather than aluminum. This is the V1 from Korbanth. I did a full review on this. It also has a beautiful crystal chamber, and I'll put a link to that video over here in the corner. Check that out when you can. Also be in the description. So I think the fact that this saber is heavier is even cooler because it respects the lineage of how it was really made and which saber it transformed from, being Obi-Wan Kenobi's, having steel parts. So this is like 2.1 pounds. Over here, I believe I weighed this at 1.4. So even though it doesn't sound like a big difference, you can definitely feel it in your hand for sure. But this was, the V3 was a bladed stunt saber that was for sure used to battle Darth Vader, cutting off his hand. But during the filming, it had different appearances. So I suspect that this saber was actually used more in the film than we really know, but it was for sure used when Luke battled and defeated Darth Vader. Oh, I know you guys are waiting for this. I know your mouths are watering, but before we take a close look at this beautiful piece of Star Wars history, let's see what's in the box. Custom decorated boxes like this are hard to find, okay? Boom. You failed, Your Highness. Wapow! I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. Luke's damaged robotic hand holding one of the most popular lightsabers of all time. Let's pop this open here. Beautifully packaged, probably like laser cut, dense foam. The first 50 people to order. Here's the box. I removed the saber, and one of the first 50 people to order this get this beautifully printed plaque. There we go. Try to show you guys perfect right there. Really nice touch. Of course, charger and tools. You'll need those things here. Here we have the extended emitter for blade stability while still maintaining awesome accuracy of the design of this saber. Really great details about this. We'll get to that in a minute. A Luke bottle opener keychain. No one is saying no to this. There are actually 2 layers of foam to make it easier to get to the part that you're looking for. This is the solid grip because I have currently the exposed grip to show off the crystal chamber. So it comes with a solid grip here. What a thoughtful and nice memento that no one else is giving out. This is actual sand from Arizona, the exact location where they filmed the Jabba's barge scene with Luke Skywalker. So you have a little bit extra history that just comes in the box. Very generous and thoughtful keepsake for you guys, as well as a more screen accurate pommel cap to replace the one that looks just like this, but it's vented for sound. There you go. Super easy to put on. And I love the mechanism that they started designing and implementing with their sabers. I will talk about that in just a second. It also came with, bam, a t-shirt with the beautiful saber on the front there. Shipped in a longer box. Of course you get a brand new blade that is 7/8 inch. Yes! Super light blade for better accuracy, more realistic feel. All right, guys, let's put this baby together and show you all the awesome details up close. So if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that my favorite saber of all time is unequivocally, undeniably, the Luke Skywalker. It's just a gut feeling. It calls out to me. And this is such a refreshing, historic, exciting, new spin on that design. Super excited. Where do we start? The pommel, of course. That's where we start. Let's see. Bam. I think perfect glare from the light showing you the ventilated holes for the sound. You need these to hear it well. We'll check it out in the demo how loud this baby can get. What I love about this lower section, and check out what they decided to do. You just loosen the pommel and look at this. You can put this gear shape with the D-ring anywhere you want. Isn't that brilliant? A little bit of a squeeze when you tighten it. So I believe in the, the prop that has a D-ring a little bit on this side, but you can put it anywhere you want if you want to wear it or pose with it. You decide. Okay, we got the lower booster section. We're used to seeing that. And here's where things get really fun. Super unique clamp card. Turning the saber around, I can't believe they caught this detail, but this clamp right here actually has 1, 2, and 3 holes in it, which the prop has by itself. They caught every detail. This is an excellent reproduction of the prop that Mark uses in the film to cut down Darth Vader himself. And so I suspect that this was used on the barge as well during the fight scenes. Longer, very cool arm that we see on the V2. Love the look of the clamp card. It's different, it's thin and slender, and I love that this is how you activate and also use the auxiliary for the saber. All right, so before we go any higher, why don't we take a look under the hood at the chassis. So all you have to do is unscrew this lower piece here. If you want to replace this with a screen accurate one, very easy to do that. Gear section comes off, and out comes this awesome chassis with one of the most beautiful crystal chambers I have ever seen. Take a minute to check out the configuration. Look at their breathing. They're breathing and they flicker. They're completely programmed to come alive, which is the complete opposite of a lot of other crystal chambers you'll see with different sabers, which completely just mimic the blade and whatever the blade is doing. These things are still breathing after deactivating the saber. There's a front side of the crystal chamber, which I love all the details, how they're not symmetrical. Details on the left, in the center, on the right, bars on the back, a little window to the side, but looks absolutely gorgeous. Kyber crystal at the bottom, focusing crystal up at the top. But down below here, we have got state-of-the-art, newest 3.9 Profi soundboard and easily accessible battery with a kill switch that is a huge plus that you're going to want to use to save all that battery. But you can easily pop this out, throw it in a charger. My favorite charger, I'll put a link down in the description. It charges 4 batteries at the same time. It tells you exactly how much battery it has. And to reinsert the chassis, all we have to do is find the switches and put them lined up with the control box right there, just like so. So before we put the chassis in, this is definitely a weak point here. So when we wield the saber, we want to put on this solid grip, which is extremely easy to do. You just unscrew it from the control box in the center clamp here. And now this neck piece here has the wires and all the important stuff in it. So we're going to hang on to that, and it unscrews from the top of the grip just like this. Go ahead and put on the solid grip with some very cool paint weathering. Do you guys see that? Love that. Super accurate, especially you can see mostly up on the upper ridge. But love the way that this is kind of like airbrushed painted. And I also have to note that all these ridges are soft. I have felt a Luke saber before with sharp ridges to your hand, and it's not a good look. And all we have to do is screw this part back on here. All right, working our way up, the beautiful thin neck everybody loves. Copper up above, silver down below. And look at that super cool emitter cup with this black layer underneath the ridge there. Very sleek, looks great. Even added a little touch in here of some weathering, some dents and marks. In order to use that extended emitter that came in the box, we want to hold the bottom part of the cup and slowly begin to unscrew the top. All right, we just take the extended emitter and put that right here on top like so. And the coolest part, I was so happy to see that most Luke sabers only have 1 retention screw, but not this one. We've got 1, 2, and 3 retention screws for maximum blade stability. So I bet you guys are wondering how many credits this amazing piece of Star Wars history might set you back. Well, I have 2 excellent options for you guys. You can purchase this empty without electronics for $3.99, but if you want the high-end Profi Neopixel all electronics and connectors is going to run you $8.49, coming with the blade, the extra parts, tools, chargers, all that stuff. Not to mention, if you guys want to save a handful of cash, discount code up above and a link down below to take you directly to this lightsaber. And like I said, guys, I've also reviewed the Darksaber from Korbanth, completely original design. Link to that video up above to my left, because you cannot buy this anywhere else. There's no other saber companies selling this awesome V3 lightsaber, and they only have a limited number. They don't sell these indefinitely. They order these in a large shipment. So you may not want to hesitate if you're thinking about picking up one of these bad boys. All right, guys, it's time to dim the lights and turn this baby on. Yeah! So guys, like I mentioned before, this is a steel saber, like 2.1 pounds. I measured it at. Feels fantastic. Randy told me that a lot of his customers really prefer the steel, heavier lightsaber designs. And I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but this lightsaber is literally packed to the brim with sound fonts. I'm telling you, I think it's like 30 or even more than 40 lightsaber sounds. And the first one you hear that powers up is Luke Skywalker, just like it should be. Love that detail. Check this out. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes. Whoa, okay. Maybe not a spinnable saber. I have pretty big hands. Spin at your own risk. I mean, the weight just feels like quality. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make some huge Luke cuts here. Nice accent swings. Blaster. Lock up. I love this Profi configuration. It's my favorite. I'm not kidding. You can hold auxiliary. No having to clash the saber to get the lockup. Awesome clash effects. Little tip drag in there. Yep. Oh, did you see that shimmer? I love the shimmer. Yes. Very clear. I can hear it great. I think the volume is a little bit on the low side because they wanted to keep the pommel cap looking just like the movie. So that will affect a little bit how well you can hear it, but I do love the thin, lightweight 7/8 inch blade, which is super rare, by the way, you guys. All Luke lightsabers I've ever seen have a 1-inch blade. 7/8 feels really nice. And you know how I love to do in my videos, I gotta show off my buddy Jesse Kyberphonic. I put one of his lightsaber sound fonts on here just to check it out.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Yeah. Kyberphonics, The Return, V2. Check this out. 3, 2, 1. I just wanted a different font from a different maker just to make sure that the volumes aren't changing. There we go. And guys, it is super easy. I made a tutorial video. You don't have to do any changes to the configuration if you have your own sound fonts and you want to put them on a blade that's the same color. I made a tutorial video. Go check it out. I'll put it down in the description, okay? Yes! Ooh, a little lock up there. Yeah! Force effects? Oh, man. Yes! All right, guys, I'm having way too fun over here. Thank you, as always, for checking out my video. I appreciate you guys. Leave a comment down below what you think of the Korbanth V3 Luke Skywalker lightsaber. Of course, discount code and link down below in the description. As always, guys, I hope you're taking care, being safe, and having an awesome Star Wars day. See you in the next video, guys. Yeah! See you next time!